Alright, what's up? What's happening, you guys, man? It's Nosley in the building. It's my one takeaway for every NFL team, the AFC edition. You didn't see my other video, man, with the NFC edition, man. Go ahead and click on the video for that. But, like, hey, man, it's more than halfway through the season, and honestly, bro, this NFL season has been one of the craziest ones, honestly. So, let's get started with the Kansas City Chiefs, the undefeated team. My one takeaway for them is the fact that, like, they're so well coached, and Patrick Mahomes is, like, hasn't been as elite as he should be the last few. Really, he's played like kind of average this year, but like just the coaching is just so well coached to where like they rarely make mistakes to where like they'll put themselves in a situation to where like they'll lose the game. Granted, they won most of their close games as it is, but like they rarely shoot themselves in the foot to where they actually will lose those close games. That's the difference between this year and last year. Like they don't shoot themselves in the foot for real. So like that's my one takeaway. The coaches will coach this year. So for the New England Patriots, so my one takeaway for them is the fact that like Drake May, for the time he's played, has been very impressive this year, given what he's working with. Like his receiving core is kind of not where he is right now. His offensive line is the worst offensive line in the league, but like Drake May's actually put in some pretty solid performances. I mean, is he gonna have one of those games where he actually like put up big numbers? Maybe like around like I don't know, around week 16 to the very last week phase in the season, but like he's been very impressive to where like give him more weapons, bro, he'll be straight. Now for the Buffalo Bills, my one takeaway for them is the fact that Josh Allen is still top 3 QB in the league. Now he started to turn the ball over a little bit more than he had the first few weeks of the season, but like he's still a really good player. That's given the fact that like Amari Cooper only played like one game since he's been traded, and Keon Coleman's been out. It might not have Dalton Kincaid for this coming week against the Kansas City Chiefs, and honestly, the offensive defense has been solid too. But like one takeaway, Josh Allen having the most efficient season of his career, and honestly, that's great knowing that like he used to be a turnover machine like when he had other seasons. So yeah. Alright, so for the Las Vegas Raiders, let's be honest, they're going to take away there. Just wait for the draft the QB, to which I'll say that this is one of the weaker QB classes in the league. But I still think that like in my opinion, the best QB in the draft is Shedeur Sanders, and right behind was like Cam Ward. But like, yeah, they kind of start themselves to where like they kind of need to draft a QB to where like they have like similar fight chance against any other mid-tier team. So like that's really the takeaway from them. Alright, so my one takeaway for the Pittsburgh Steelers is no matter who the QB is, bro, like the offense has been efficient this year to where like Arthur Smith is really just a better corner than he is a head coach, because that just cause Russell Wilson is throwing moon balls like he used to back with Seattle, and Justin Fields having one of the more efficient seasons he ever had. So like honestly, this offense is looking pretty good, and I'm really happy for the Steelers, because this might be the best offense. This is the best offense they had since Ben Roethlisberger retired. So, yeah, I'm happy for the Steelers Nation, man. All right, so my Jacksonville Jaguars, and my biggest takeaway for them is obvious, bro. Like, get rid of everybody in the whole front office, as we've seen with Matt Jones as QB, like. The offensive like style scheme they got going on, bro, is not it, man. And Trevor Lawrence at least made that joint watchable. So like, yeah, they got Trent Baalke gotta go, Doug Peterson better go, and Shad Khan better make the right decision and just hire Ben Johnson, man. That's all they need to do. Just hire Ben Johnson as their head coach. Alright, so for the Houston Texans, my biggest takeaway for them is the fact that like, even though I do think CJ Stroud's still a good QB, he's somewhat having a somewhat sophomore slump, but it's not really all his fault. Like, I'm thinking about making a video with him, the Houston Texans, but like, it's not all his fault. There's so many problems, like the offensive line being not that good. Again, receivers going down left and right. There's just so much going on, to which it affected his play, which it happens to everybody. So, also the offensive coordinator. So like, yeah, I make more of it, but like, my biggest takeaway is that the offense has been the big disappointment this year. My biggest takeaway for the Cleveland Browns is Jimmy Haslam is once again the worst owner in the NFL, because I don't know what that Deshaun Watson trade, bro. Like It's legitimately the worst trade in NFL history. Like he botched that trade so badly, bro, to where like people hate him as he is, and then he ended up underperforming, and now you got to pay a large sum of money for him now since he's injured. So like, and then you got rid of Baker Mayfield, to which he's having the best season of his career now. So yeah, you basically call him a child, saying you need more of an adult in the room. So yeah, Jim Haslam is the worst owner in the league again. So yeah, I'm sorry, Cleveland Browns fans. I'm very sorry about this. Okay, so for my takeaway for the Baltimore Ravens is the fact that like Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry having the best seasons of their careers. Because Derrick Henry might go for 2K again, which would be the first time that running back went for 2K yards in 2 seasons for any single running back. And then Lamar Jackson, he might actually repeat and win starting MVP this year. Like the way he's going, bro, like he might actually end up with like 40. He projected into with 44 touchdowns and 3 INTs for the whole year, which is insane to think about. So yeah, basically they got win. The offense has been great. They got to win it all this year, or else it'll be all for nothing. My biggest takeaway for the Miami Dolphins is the fact that like they need Tua a lot just for this offense to function, but like Tua's injury is the big concern, which is basically everybody's big concern, because dude gets concussions like left and right for some odd reason. I don't know why he don't try to protect himself and wear that guardian cap, but like, yeah, man. And then with the offense not being functional when he's not around, that's more of a coaching thing in my opinion, because like if you're that coach, especially an offensive coach, you gotta be able to make your offense be like at least 50% pretty good, instead of like being just totally bad without just starting QB. My biggest takeaway for the Denver Broncos is the fact that Bo Nix, even though he started out struggling the first 4 weeks of the season, he's just actually improved like throughout the rest of the season. Like he looks more comfortable like with the offense, running the offense, and that's always a good sign when it comes to rookie QB, to where like, especially in the Broncos situation where like they have a lot of dead money, like going to Russell Wilson. So honestly, they play with house man at this point. They look really better. Speaking of head coaches, man, my biggest takeaway for the Los Angeles Chargers, man, Jim Harbaugh, bro, has been a great signing for the Los Angeles Chargers. Like the culture definitely shifted, man. The defense is playing at a historic rate right now. They only allowing like 16 points per game, stuff like that. Like they're honestly like really, really good right now. Justin Herbert's playing some of the best football he's playing as of late right now. So like it. This team is like a dangerous team to like think about going against, bro. I'm telling you, like, watch out, bro. This Los Angeles Chargers team, bro, like they're gonna do something like later on down the season. I guarantee it. All right, so the biggest takeaway for the New York Jets, and honestly, most people gonna say they're the most disappointing team in the league, even though, like, personally, I believe they weren't gonna make the playoffs anyways, beginning of the season. That was just me. But my biggest takeaway is the fact that like Aaron Rodgers, bro, like he's looking washed, and it seems important that he might come back, and also with him having Devontae Adams in there now, like, man, I don't know. They're in one of the worst situations in football right now, to where like they kind of need to get a QB in there to like line behind Aaron Rodgers, because this is inevitable when, like, you know, he actually gonna retire, and then Devontae Adams put him back in a bad situation again, just to win a championship with his friends. So, yeah, it's a bad situation right now. All right, so for the Colts, my biggest takeaway is just Anthony Richardson, bro. Like, man, he's been bad this year, but like, I guess hopefully the mention that he had for the last 2 games actually helped him out a little bit more, like he did with Bryce Young, because like. He had like one of the worst completion percentages in history. Like it was like you could go back to like around the 1950s or something like that, and like it was literally that bad. Like he only completed the occasional long ball. So like hopefully this helps him out, and like really like if they had any other better QB play, bro, like they'll be winning the AFC South right now. Like that's how I feel about the Colts. Like their team is actually really good. Alright, so for the Tennessee Titans, my biggest takeaway from them is the fact that like they need a QB again. Like I already knew Will Levis wasn't the guy when like he had that one fluke game against the Atlanta Falcons. So like any QB and Mason Rudolph. Eventually, he's been better than Will Levis. Like, nah, I don't believe. Nah. And plus, the offensive line it hasn't been good, but like JC Latham has been pretty alright though for them, so I give them that. But like other than that though, like they need offense again. So because like they're wasting their great defense they're having this year, which is crazy to think about. Then for the last team, it's the Cincinnati Bengals, and for the Bengals, my takeaway is the fact that like Joe Burrow is having the MVP caliber season. Just that his team basically being the Drew Brees led New Orleans Saints before 2017, where basically Drew Brees was putting up 5,000 yards per season and stuff like that, and they just had no defense at all. So like that's really what been holding this team back. And man, it just I just hate to see a great season like that be wasted because your defense not that good. So, but people gonna criticize you because people think you should do more, but like that's just the reality of it, man. Like the defense hasn't been good for you, so yeah. But that's all I got though for takeaways, and I'll see y'all in the next video.